Not every Orthodox Jew is going to give you the same answer to this question. My name's Alyssa, and I'm your Orthodox Jewish friend. There are Orthodox communities that are accepting of the LGBTQ+ community, and there are some Orthodox communities that are not accepting at all. I personally couldn't care less who you love or what your gender is. It is not my place to judge anyone or their choices in their life. Everyone in my community here is free to come as you are, who you love, with respect and love from me.
Even if we'd met on a crowded street in 1944.
This isn't a standard Shabbat evening. These are LGBTQ+ Jews coming together for a Pride Shabbat in Germany. Some of them are German, some of them moved here in recent years despite the country being responsible for the Holocaust.
It makes it visible that queerness and Judaism, even traditional Orthodox Judaism, can be brought together, and that you can, bring both of your identities together.
Germany's first queer Jewish organization, Keshet, is celebrating its 5th anniversary this year. Keshet is behind many events like this one, which try to find a place for queerness in Judaism, as well as fighting anti-Semitism in LGBTQ+ spaces. But what is it like to be queer and Jewish in Germany?
Depends where in Germany you live. Berlin, I think, is the place to be, queer and Jewish, because you have some synagogues where you can go to and you can be open about your queerness.
Is there anything like this where you live?
Happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish siblings, and I want to say specifically my LGBTQ and my queer and trans Jewish siblings.
Hanukkah is a Jewish story that is all about resistance, and I think it is super, super easy to find the queer meaning in that, and I think it's easy to find queer meaning in any story that is fundamentally about resistance, about a government, about a king, about a president, about a prime minister that is oppressive and trying to tell you how you can be and how you can't be.
But what does Hanukkah mean to me? Frankly, if I may say, I think Hanukkah is the queer holiday. It is the holiday that is ultimately telling us to stand up for who we are, to stand up for our identity, and to fight back.
What I want to say to queer Jews all over the world is that you can be queer and Jewish without having to compromise on either aspects of your identity. And so as a queer Jew, it's always been a pleasure and easy for me to connect with Hanukkah. Also, it's one of the more fun holidays.
I feel like I'm a better queer person for the fact that I'm also Jewish. I'm a better Jewish person for the fact that I'm also queer, because both of those come together of these strong traditions of standing up for ourselves, standing up for others, and really striving to make the world a more just, a more equal, and just a better place for everyone. As queer Jews, I think we know that our most powerful part in the world, our most powerful part in Judaism, is our ability to reclaim. Whether it's to reclaim simply the word queer, but also to reclaim what it means to be a Jew. To go from people trying to tell us for so many years that we cannot necessarily be a part of any specific community, of any religious community, because of who we are. Hanukkah is the moment that shines a light, quite literally, on this idea that every person has their own responsibilities. It's tradition that every person, starting from really young kids, lights their own candles because everyone has their own flame.
And she doesn't give a damn about me, 'cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby.
Let me sing praise to the city beautiful for you. Set in 1893 Chicago, this book follows Alter Rosen, a Jewish immigrant, trying to solve the murder of the boy he's in love with. If you like reimagined Jewish folktale and criticizing the American dream, this book is for you.
What are the perks of dating a Jewish guy who can cook? We can cook you Jewish food. What we have here, hot, what we have here is a savory noodle kugel. You wonder what home tastes like? You want to taste nostalgia? You want to taste recipes that are passed down from generation to generation, so much so that there's not even measurements. Give that a try. And you may be asking, isn't kugel that sweet noodle dish that's got raisins in it? Sure. Sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's savory. Find yourself a guy who can do both. Oh, and in case you wanted a close-up, just look at that.
I'm also Jewish too, but Catholic.
She's not Jewish.
I'm converting.
Not that I care, but she's not.
Okay, well, I'm on my way to convert. My boyfriend's an Israeli Jew.
You don't have the you wouldn't even make it.
Oh my.
No. Ooh. Yeah.
Yes, I am gay and Jewish. I am also disabled, and even worse, I am a ginger. By choice.
The way that I feel so accepted, yet so not accepted at Jewish bagel places. I walk in, I'm getting my Nova bagel sandwich. Obviously, I'm Jewish, and it's a motherfucking Thursday. That's just the vibe. And it's like, I walk in, and they recognize me. They're like, Jew. And I'm like, Jew. Like, we're both, like, having, like, a Jew, like, hello, like, Jew. But then it's like the original acceptance of that. But then all of a sudden, it's like, whoa. Lesbian, though? And then I just lose them. Because initially, it's like a Jew, we're excited moment, like, Jew, yes, we see each other, but you're lesbian, though. And what's with the tattoos? What are all these tattoos? And then I slowly start to sink back into the hole of, I'm not welcome here. Then they give me my food, and I skip out, and I don't really give a shit, but it's just like, I feel accepted, and then I don't. And then I feel it, and then I don't. Where are my Jewish lesbians at? Y'all relate or what? What's the tea?
I have some Jewish positivity for you. You might be needing some. It is true that it's a very hard time to be alive right now, whether you're Jewish or not. But one thing to be excited about this particular moment in time is that we are seeing such a growth of queer Judaism. In just my short lifetime, we've seen the first trans rabbis, more and more queer clergy, generally more queer Jewish acceptance, queer halacha, trans halacha. I mean, if I had lived any other time, I wouldn't have been able to be who I am. We're really living in a queer Jewish renaissance. We're not the last generation. We are the Tanaim of the next chapter of Jewish history. And I'm so blessed that I get to be a part of that in whatever ways I can contribute.
All gonna be safe, and we're all gonna have a great time. What in the Jesus Christ was that?
Tell me why it's wrong. So away from you, I pray.
I am on to see my husband. I'm happy to see my husband.
I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell. I'm at the Combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell. I'm at the Combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Wait, we're at the Pizza Hut. We're at the Taco Bell. We're at the Combination Pizza Hut.
Having trouble with someone's pronouns? Let me help. I'm Rabbi Daniel Bogard. I'm the parent of a trans kid. I am an activist in the Missouri legislature to protect these kiddos from our government. And I am the founder of a camp that brings together almost 200 queer youth every summer. Anyhow, here are my 2 tips for getting better at pronouns. Tip number 1, if you're having trouble with someone's new pronouns, practice in the past, the present, and the future. Think about them when they were a kid with their new pronouns and talk about them. Say it out loud. It really helps. Talk about them right now and what they're doing and where they're going and what they might do. And talk about them in the future. Imagine their wedding. Imagine when they graduate. Imagine what that will look like. It helps to talk through these tenses. Do it on your own. Do it in private. They will notice. They will appreciate. And my second tip is if you're having trouble with someone's they, them pronouns, here is what you can do because it turns out you already know how to use they, them pronouns. I want you to imagine for a moment that you are going to get a foreign exchange student who's going to live in your house. They're going to move in sometime next week and they're probably going to stay in that extra room in the basement. And they're going to need special dietary stuff for their needs. And you notice we've already used they, them pronouns to talk about someone. Because it turns out we already know how to use these pronouns when we're dealing with someone whose gender we don't know. And so that's the whole idea when you're talking to someone who uses they, them pronouns, is just pretend like you don't know their gender. Because maybe you don't.